I've replayed that morning in my head more times than I can count. Every word, every movement, every second, trying to find something, anything that felt wrong. But the truth is, nothing did. That's what makes it terrifying. Because the day Daniel disappeared started like the most normal day of his life. Daniel wasn't just a routine man, he depended on it. Routine gave him control, predictability. Safety. Every morning followed the same rhythm, like a script he had memorized. 6:30 a.m. Alarm. 6:32 a.m. Snooze. 6:35 a.m. Sit up slowly, rub his eyes. 6:40 a.m. Bathroom light on. 6:45 a.m. Coffee brewing. Even the way he held his cup never changed. Clara used to joke about it. How do you live the same day over and over again? And Daniel would smile and say, because nothing goes wrong when everything stays the same. But something did go wrong. That morning, there was one thing Clara couldn't explain. At the time, it felt small, almost meaningless. Daniel paused. Right before leaving, hand on the door, frozen. Not moving, not speaking. Just standing there. Like he was listening to something, or thinking. Then suddenly, he shook it off, smiled, and left. Clara didn't think much of it. Until later, when that moment became the last moment. The kiss goodbye wasn't unusual. But now, it feels different, longer. Quieter, like he almost wanted to say something, but didn't. And sometimes, Clara wonders if Daniel knew something she didn't. 7:18 a.m., captured on camera. Daniel walking. Samey pace, samey posture. Nothing strange except, when investigators reviewed the footage later, they noticed something disturbing. At one point, Daniel turns his head slightly. Not toward the road, not toward a person, but toward something. Off camera, something no one else could see. That was the last time Daniel was ever seen as himself. Hours passed, the night came, and silence became unbearable. Clara didn't panic immediately. At first, it was denial. He's busy, his phone died, he'll call. But deep down, something felt wrong because Daniel never broke routine. Never. When she called the police, their tone made things worse. Calm, detached routine. Give it 24 hours. But Clara knew something had already happened. Detectives watched the footage over and over, frame by frame. Daniel walking, alive, then camera change, still there. Then next camera, nothing. Just empty street, no transition, no exit, no explanation. 3 minutes, that's all it took. 3 minutes for a man to disappear from reality, and the scariest part, there was no struggle. No sound, no witnesses. Which means whatever happened was fast, controlled, and planned. The phone ping came days later, leading to the warehouse. But when officers stepped inside, something felt wrong immediately. Not just abandoned, but watched, like the building wasn't empty, just quiet. Waiting, the drag marks weren't obvious at first. You had to look closely, dust slightly disturbed, patterns that didn't belong. And once you saw it, you couldn't unsee it. Something had been taken. The hidden room felt wrong, too small, too intentional. And the photos weren't random. They were organized, timed. Studied. Simone had mapped Daniel's life, down to the smallest detail. Time passed. Hope faded. Life tried to move on. But then, 2:17 a.m., the message arrived. I'm still here. Police checked everything. The phone, the logs, the system, nothing. No trace, no origin. It didn't travel, it appeared. The image changed everything. Daniel wasn't just alive. He was aware, afraid. And the shadow behind him wasn't accidental, it was positioned, watching him. The metadata was damaged, almost like someone tried to erase it, but missed a piece, and that piece was enough. Because what they found at that location proved one thing: Daniel didn't just disappear, he was taken somewhere he should not have seen it. Over and over, different handwriting styles, like multiple people wrote it. Or the same person, over time. The file wasn't just classified, it was protected, buried. Like it wasn't meant to exist. Subject awareness results in containment. That wasn't a warning, it was a rule. No forced entry, no noise. Which meant whoever came in knew exactly how Daniel looked: broken. Not injured, not weak, but changed, like he had seen something his mind couldn't process. They're replacing us. Not a theory, a warning. People didn't describe Daniel the same way. Some said he looked normal. Others said something felt off, like he was there, but not fully. When Clara saw him, she didn't hesitate. She knew it was him, but the way he stood, the way he stared. There was no emotion, no recognition, just presence. I tried to come back. What if Daniel did come back, but not completely? And what if something else came back with him? At first, people thought the sightings were mistakes, grief, imagination. Coincidence, because when someone disappears, your mind plays tricks on you. You see them in crowds, hear their voice in silence. Convince yourself they're still there, but this was different. Because it wasn't just Clara anymore. Other people started seeing Daniel too. The reports didn't come all at once, they trickled in. Slowly, quietly. A man at a bus stop said he saw Daniel standing across the street. A woman in a grocery store claimed he walked past her, then vanished when she turned around. A taxi driver swore he picked him up, but when he checked the back seat, no one was there. At first, police dismissed it, until something changed the descriptions. They weren't identical. Some people said Daniel looked completely normal. Others said something felt wrong, subtle, unexplainable, like he was there, but not fully. Investigators mapped every sighting, locations, times, distances, and that's when they noticed something disturbing. The sightings weren't random. They formed a pattern, a radius, centered around the same area where the warehouse and the hidden structure were located. Like whatever happened to Daniel was spreading outward. Then came the reports that changed everything. It wasn't just Daniel anymore. Other missing people were being seen too. People who had disappeared months, even years ago. Walking, standing, watching, then gone. No trace, no explanation. It wasn't a single case. It was a system. Clara couldn't wait anymore. She went back to the warehouse alone. This time, she noticed something investigators missed. The photos, they weren't just of Daniel. In the background of some images, there were others. Out of focus, but they're different people, different faces watching. Or being watched. She searched deeper, behind broken walls, under loose panels. And then, she found it. Another hidden space. Smaller, colder, inside were more photos. But these were different. Before and after. The same people. But not the same, samey face. Different expression, different presence. Like something had changed inside them. Clara's hands started shaking because she finally understood. They're replacing us. Daniel wasn't warning about the future. He was describing something already happening. The people who were seen again weren't survivors. They were copies. That night, Clara sat in her house. Lights off, heart racing, and then she heard it. A knock, slow, deliberate. She didn't move, didn't breathe. Then her phone lit up, a message from Daniel. Don't open the door. The knocking stopped. Minutes passed, silence returned. And when Clara finally looked through the window, no one was there. Except footprints leading away from the house. But something was wrong. They weren't human. There's something more terrifying than losing someone you love. It's seeing them again. And realizing they're not the same. After the knock on the door, after the warning message, after the footprints that didn't look human, Clara finally understood something. Daniel wasn't just missing. He was still trying to protect her from something that had already found her. The house stayed quiet. Too quiet. Clara didn't move for a long time. Her eyes locked on the door. Her phone still glowing in her hand. Don't open the door. Those words repeated in her mind. Over and over again, because if Daniel sent that message, then whatever was outside wasn't him. Minutes passed. Then hours. Eventually, she forced herself to stand slowly, carefully, step by step. She approached the door. Not to open it. Just to look. Her hand trembled as she reached the window. And when she finally looked outside, there was nothing there. No person, no movement. Just darkness. And the faint outline of footprints. Too long, too uneven. Like something had tried to walk like a human and failed. Clara didn't sleep that night. Or the next. Because once you see something like that, you don't go back to normal. You don't forget. You start noticing things. Small things. Neighbors who don't wave anymore. People who stare just a little too long. Voices that sound right but feel wrong. And then she noticed something else. Her phone. No new messages, no calls. Nothing. Daniel had gone silent again, which meant one thing: whatever he did, warning her, cost him something. Clara knew she couldn't stay still anymore. Waiting was no longer safe. Because if Daniel was still out there trying to reach her, then she had to find him, or at least find where he was. So she went back. One last time, to the place where everything started. The warehouse. The building looked the same. broken, empty, silent. But this time, Clara felt something different, not fear, recognition, like the place remembered her. The door creaked open, slow, heavy inside. The air felt colder, thicker, like it didn't belong to the outside world. She walked past the spot where the phone was found, past the drag marks, past the hidden room. And then she saw something new. A door. That hadn't been there before. The door wasn't locked. It opened easily, too easily. Inside was a room unlike the others, clean, bright. Wrong, no dust, no decay, just walls. White walls, and in the center, a chair facing a mirror. Clara stepped closer slowly. Her reflection stared back at her, tired, broken, but still her. Then the reflection blinked, out of sync. Clara froze, because she hadn't blinked. "You weren't supposed to come here." The voice came from behind her, soft, calm, familiar. Clara turned slowly, and her heart stopped. It was her, standing there, samey face, samey body, samey everything. But the eyes, empty, still watching. The copy tilted its head slightly, studying her, like Daniel had been studied. "They learn first," the copy said. "Your routines, your voice, your thoughts." Clara couldn't speak, couldn't move. "They don't take you immediately, they replace you gradually." The copy stepped closer. "They already tried with him." Daniel. Clara's voice finally broke through. "Where is he?" The copy paused, then smiled slightly. Still resisting, suddenly, Clara's phone vibrated one last time. A message from Daniel: "Destroy the mirror." Clara looked back at her reflection, and then she saw it. Behind her reflection, Daniel. Faint, barely there, trapped, watching. The copy moved quickly. "Don't." But Clara didn't hesitate. She grabbed the chair, lifted it with everything she had left, and slammed it into the mirror. Glass shattered. The room shook. The light flickered violently. The copy screamed. Not human, not normal. And then, everything went dark when the police arrived. The warehouse was empty. No hidden rooms. No white walls. No mirror. Just dust. And silence. Clara was found outside. Unconscious, alone. No sign of Daniel. No evidence of anything. Except one thing. Her phone, still in her hand. With a final message still on the screen. "Thank you." Clara survived. She went home, tried to move on, tried to forget. But sometimes, late at night, when she looks in the mirror, she hesitates, just for a second, waiting to make sure her reflection moves with her.